A while ago, I made a video on the second serve and how important it is for you to trust your second serve. Because if you know you're gonna get it in, then you're more likely to be able to experiment with the first serve. So today I wanna talk to you guys about two things that might be ruining your serve. The first one is the direction of your forward swing. So when I was talking about the video, I was mentioning that ideally you wanna feel like you have brakes that are going to help you decelerate on your arm. So the idea is to think of your body as an accelerator, especially your legs, and to think of your arms first as an accelerator and then at the end as a decelerator. So if you can convince yourself that the more speed that you create at the end, the more slice you're gonna create, and the more slice, the more deceleration you're gonna get. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you about was that you might be going straight on that swing when you should be going around. So the path of the racket should go from the back to the right, to the front, and to the left. So if you can think of drawing a circle, it's gonna be a lot easier to go from the pointing to the ground to pointing towards your pocket. So you don't want to be going straight and then stopping your motion there. You want to try to keep the speed and actually accelerate a lot more towards the end so that it feels like if you were to look at my racket as if it was pointing to a clock, the maximum acceleration should be coming right when the racket gets to 12 o'clock. Okay, so that's the first thing. Now, the second thing that I want to talk to you guys is about a concept called pulling through the serve rather than pushing through the serve. You should be pushing through the serve. And what that means is that ideally your legs should be the ones that are initiating the motion by pushing down on the ground and lifting every single part of the body. So your legs are gonna lift your hips are gonna lift your upper body is going to accelerate your arms, and then your arms are gonna continue forward. So what pulling through means is that you're forgetting that the legs are pushing against the ground and lifting everything. And what you're doing is basically disregarding the legs and starting the motion from your hips. So you're basically, your upper body is pulling through the motion. So it's pulling away from your body. So if you film yourself, pay attention to how much motion you're creating with your feet, how much you're pushing down on the ground. And if your serve is basically happening from the waist up, you're definitely pulling through the serve. I hope that helps.